Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry it's been so long since the last video, but I got really crazy with work and then I came down with an awful cold and flu. I don't know, you can probably still hear it in my voice. I'm not feeling super well still, but I thought since I can't record like a makeup look on myself at the moment just because I'm not feeling great, I thought I would take you through my hair kit. I mentioned on my makeup kit that I often do hair just because things like e-com or sort of smaller jobs where you don't need as complex hair skills, they often do want someone with both skills. That means that I do have to carry a full hair and makeup kit for most of my jobs, and you saw in my big case that the one side is for hair and one is for makeup, and I'm going to go through that for you right now. On top, I have the trusty extension cord. Everybody always needs an extension cord, and I've got one that is so long. Now I know a lot of people are really clever and sort of wind them up in really great ways, but often at the end of a job I just chuck it on top of the packing cubes because I can't really be bothered to do anything else. And the two main cubes are here. In this one I keep all of my products and also a box of brushes. And in this one I keep all of my hot tools, pins, elastics, and I'm going to set them out and show you exactly how I would set up a job in just a second. The final thing is in the very top pocket I keep a Makita, the battery, and then there's also a nozzle. This is actually a leaf blower, but it's what I use. You'll often see hairstylists on set sort of sitting there going like this, blowing the hair of the model just to give it a bit more light. I often find it's just more useful and more convenient and more portable than using a hairdryer or a fan. As you can see, that was very quick, just showing you exactly how it's stored. Now let's go and open everything up and show you how I set up for a job. Okay, so this is the setup that I would normally do. Now, not necessarily everything would be out on this table at the same time. For example, I have here GHD gold straighteners, and I have 3 different tongs, all from Babyliss. Obviously, I would only put out the things that I think I need for that job. I have a little heat mat here to protect whatever surface I'm using, and the same with my hairdryer. Do have a big diffuser attachment, but only bring it out if I need to. I tend to keep this sort of small sock diffuser for day-to-day use, and then if I know that someone has, you know, really big bouncy curls, I'll take the full sort of traditional plastic diffuser with me. Speaking of curls, I like to carry a microfiber towel because I find them really handy. I never want to be using a regular sort of towel if I'm going to be scrunching curly hair dry. I also hide away a little sort of cape at the back of whatever I'm doing, just in case I'm going to be using a lot of water and I don't want to ruin either the model's personal clothes or get it on the clothes that they're actually wearing for work. I keep a little box of grip and pins, just loads of different styles and different colours. There's black, brown and blonde, and then some like U-pins, different types of grips. I just find it easier for me to get a whole different bunch in one kit rather than buying loads of different sorts all the time. The rest of the setup is actually based around this actual cube. So this packing cube holds all of these products and my brush box, as I showed you earlier, and I stand up all my products in the back here, and then I pop 2 of these little containers in the front. This one here holds all like hair ties, little elastics, a few of the sort of non-marking grips. I find these are really handy when you're styling hair. I keep lots of the sort of bigger ones as well for afro hair or anyone who has particularly big hair. Yeah, just basically there's a whole range of stuff in here, not very neatly organised, but I kind of know everything that's in here, and it's just handy to have things that I can just pick and go as I'm styling someone's hair. I then have this further bag which is full of like sectioning clips, really big ones that have the extra sort of give if you need it for sort of larger hair. Lots of these sort of sectioning clips as well, and if I'm doing sort of like set curls, I'm not even sure what the name of these types of clip are, but I've got an absolute bunch of these in here. They just sit at the front because I feel like they just sit perfectly inside this area, and then the clips can sit off to one side. In terms of the products I use, I know I carry a huge amount. Someone who is, you know, a born and bred and really highly trained hairdresser will probably carry much fewer products than this and probably much more expensive brands. But since it's not my forte, I often just try to find products that I like and then I stick with them. So I have a working hairspray, which is always like the L'Oreal Elnet. I have a more sort of fixed one, which has got to be glued. This can also be used, of course, for wigs or edges if I need to. I personally prefer a mister rather than a traditional spray when I'm trying to wet hair. I carry the Osis Volume Up spray, which gives a lot of texture. Really big fan of this. Boucliam curl cream. I think everyone needs a curl cream, at least one in their kit. I do carry lots of curl products. This is just one of my particular favourites. The next is Marianela Invisidry shampoo. I love dry shampoo. I'm a huge fan of Marianela products. There are loads of them in here. They're vegan, cruelty-free, you can recycle the packaging, and I just think they're absolutely fantastic. This one doesn't have as much hold as you might get from a lot of other dry shampoos, but I really think it's fabulous. Okay, this Cantu product may be a little bit controversial. It's one of the moisturising curl activator creams. I actually have taken almost all of the Cantu out of my kit, just on recommendation from a lot of the models that I've been working with. They just don't think it suits their hair. It seems to dry out curls, certainly the sort of 4A to 4C type of curl. This is the only one that I've found that actually still works in my kit, and I have a couple of models who really like it for their particular curl pattern, but it's not something I'm using regularly. I've moved away to a lot of Creme of Nature and also some other products, which I'll show you later down here, that my curly girls have recommended to me. I've recently put Batiste dry shampoo back in here, only for when I need a little bit more hold than what I'm getting from my Marianela. I'm not in love with it, and it does have that white cast, but I don't love the colour version of it, the brown one, so I just use this, but sparingly. Everybody needs a mousse. I go through loads and loads of mousse. So the extra firm hold from Boots is cheap as chips, and it does work. So I use it on myself every single day, and I do use it on clients when I just need that little bit of hold. It says extra firm, it's obviously not extra firm, but it smells really nice, and when you're going through as much of it as I am, it's just worth having in the kit. Love having a salt spray. This one's the Weller one, it's the Ocean Spritz. I used to carry the Marianela Ocean Spray, but I'm out of it at the moment. Okay, this one was a recommendation for one of my gorgeous curly models. It's the Umberto Gianni Curl Jelly. Now I would use that for scrunching into the hair. It gets you a nice cast, and then you can sort of crunch it off. You don't need a lot of this, otherwise it can get really too set and too heavy, but I just think when you're looking for a more defined finish to curls, this has been really fab. You can see how beat up this is. This is the L'Oreal Techni Art Pli Spray, which acts as like a heat protectant and also just like a sort of a prep spray for if you're doing any work with heat styling. A newer L'Oreal favourite is the Techni Art what is this? It's just like a powder spray, spray powder. I've just found this is really helpful for when I'm styling hair. It adds a little bit of texture, a little bit of hold. Certainly when I'm trying to like add little wisps into the hair, spraying a bit of this has been really successful. Got the Marianela Shale Wax. This one is nearly completely gone. I'm obsessed with this. I use it mostly when I'm doing male grooming, but actually also on girls to tame flyaways, or if I want a little bit of sort of more like a piecey texture with a tiny bit of shine. Another Umberto Gianni product here for curls. This is the, what is it? The More Than Moisture twirling and styling cream. So popping a little bit of this in the hair and twirling it around your fingers. Just really helps to moisturize and hydrate curls. Also have the Maui Moisture hair mask. This is the shea butter version, and that's for much more like dehydrated hair, drier hair. If you want to leave it in as a mask, it looks really amazing. Also think this is great as a sort of leave-in on afro hair. I keep a little bottle of shampoo at all times. This one's the Heel one from Marianela. Again, we love Marianela. You never know if you need to wash someone's hair, if there's just been a lot of build-up, if they've been to a lot of shoots earlier in the week and they haven't managed to do it themselves. I also use this to wash things like tanning mitts if I've got them in my kit at the time. Just never know when you might need it. Two products I use a lot of, as you can see, they're all beaten up. Little powder, volumizing powders. This is the Got To Be, and then the L'Oreal Techni Art. I just switch between them. I don't particularly have a favorite, but yeah, they're always in the kit. Again, something I don't use all the time, but I carry Gorilla Snot, which is another gel, great for edges or if you're doing a really tight style on afro hair. Over this side are my oils, so I carry the Marianela hair oil. This one I just like to decant because my kit gets knocked around a lot and the bottle itself sometimes leaks, so I decant it into a Muji container. And then we have the Moroccan, the Hollywood Beauty Moroccan Argan Oil. This is gorgeous. It smells amazing, kind of like marzipan, and it's a really hydrating, nourishing oil. So I use that a lot. And then finally down here, this is the Olive Oil Edge Control. This is another sort of curl custard. Don't use a lot of this anymore, but sometimes I just find I like it. It's a little bit of a thicker texture. And then this is another one, I think is it Gneiss from Marianela, but I've just popped in a smaller pot. It's not something I use all the time. It has a slightly drier texture. So if people want, you know, any kind of male grooming with absolutely zero shine, that's the one I would go for. And then I carry a tiny pot of eco gel. Can never have enough gel. Something I don't carry always in the kit, but I have backups at home, and I carry for specific purposes if I know who's coming, a few products from Creme of Nature. So there's the leave-in curl milk, which I just like. It does have quite a thick texture, but I just find if someone's got really dehydrated hair, it's a really nice leave-in. And the same again for the hair butter. They are really rich products, but I do think that they work. Okay, so on a normal day, this box does stay back here and I just open it out onto the table, but just to show you, I've given you a bit more space. This is a really handy box, and you sort of roll away your combs and things from inside here, but you keep all your brushes in. This was actually gifted to me. I won a competition and it just came with like a lot of these red combs in different, styles. But I just found it was really handy to keep all of the rest of my brushes. So, you've got all the sort of rat tail, pintail combs, all of these different types of combs, something for back combing. I keep a pick, a wide angle tooth comb, an edges brush here. I do like to keep an afro sponge. You've got both sides for whichever you're going to use on the day. Denman brush for detangling, a tangle teaser for detangling. I also carry this brush for detangling. I don't know why, but I chop and change a lot between detangling brushes. I have another of the Denman sort of smoothing brushes. This one I use a lot for lovely curls. I keep a tiny brush just like this for when I'm doing male grooming. I find I really get like a lot of nice root lift when I'm sort of going in at the roots with something as small as this. If you're looking for someone to give you a big bouncy blow dry, I'm not necessarily the person for that, but I do carry all of these brushes so that I can give someone a blow dry if I need to. It's not something that I do all the time, but the option is there if I need to take it. I keep this brush in here sometimes if I'm actually working with like finer hair. I don't know why, but I just find, especially on men, this is quite a nice one to blow dry. And then this one is another one for afro hair. So as you can see, this just folds over here. You roll this over, pop it on, and then you're closed and you're ready to go. So that's my hair kit. That's how it looks. That's what I use. Like I mentioned, I'm not a hairstylist. I'm a makeup artist who sometimes get asked to do hair. And yeah, so if I'm going to an e-com job or a sort of smaller commercial job where they don't have a designated hairstylist, this is the kind of kit that I would bring. It does feel like a lot of products, and that's just because, I'm not someone with 10, 20 years experience in the hair industry who knows how to make one product do a million things for them. I need to know exactly what it's going to do and that I use it in that way. My clients all know that there are, of course, limitations to what I can do with hair. I would never be doing anything crazy or editorial, but at least I know that any girl who comes my way, I can give them a great sort of natural hairstyle and have a few different things that I can pull out of the bag if I'm required. I really recommend any makeup artist to undertake some basic training in hair. I think certainly when you're starting out, there are a lot of jobs on the sort of smaller pay scale where you do need both, and those jobs are what are going to get you to build to a place later in your career with the higher money jobs, but just for makeup, if that's what you want to do. I certainly found in the beginning, before I had any sort of training or experience in hair, I really struggled to get even the most basic of jobs, the most lower paid jobs, because they wanted someone who could do both. You're not going to be expected to do the unbelievable, amazing stuff that professional, career hairstylists are meant to do, but you will be able to put something together for e-com and, make people feel great. If you have any questions about my kit, any of the products, or anything else that you want to know about how I work as a makeup artist who sometimes does hair, please do let me know. I'm so sorry for you having to wait so long for another video, but I'm hoping I'll be able to get back to more regular videos. Until then, I'll see you all again soon. Bye guys.